Are your Cheetos good? I heard you trying to be really quiet and I saw Josh start laughing. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to Happy Hour with Hope. This month we are talking all about the lenses that I have in my arsenal that I use for wedding days and for my entire photography business. Last week we talked about my 35mm and this week I want to talk about my 100mm macro lens. So Canon offers a couple of different macro lens options and I have the Canon 100mm 2.8 macro L series lens. So this is their highest quality macro lens that they sell and I absolutely love it because it's just so sharp, so on point, and I've never had any issues with this lens. And I also have the version that has the image stabilization, which is the IS version. So that means that when I'm taking a picture, because it's so close up, it automatically stabilizes the image so that nothing is blurry. And there's a lot of different reasons that I would use this on a wedding day. So I'm going to break down the 3 different ways that I use it and give you a few tips. So the first and most frequent reason that I use this lens is for ring shots on wedding days and at engagement sessions. But a couple of my favorite tips for photographing ring shots are to be sure that you are using this lens on manual focus, because you want to focus on the prong of the ring that is closest to the camera. So that means if I'm trying to autofocus on a whole diamond, then the camera's not really going to know where to focus on the diamond. So it may focus on the prong the farthest away, it may focus on the band, it may focus on a piece of the diamond that's not closest to the camera, and that makes the entire image look like it's out of focus. So when I'm shooting rings, I use this camera on the manual setting to manually focus on the prong of the ring that is closest to the camera. Another one of my favorite tips for shooting ring shots is to not use this lens at the lowest aperture. It goes all the way down to 2.8, but it's really tricky to get a full ring in focus at 2.8 aperture. So instead, I'm typically photographing rings at 3.5, 4.0 or higher in order to be sure that I can get the entire diamond in focus. If the diamond or the ring has multiple levels to it, then you're going to want to go even higher with your aperture, because the higher the better, meaning it'll be more and more in focus. So depending on how much light I have, I will go as high as I can to ensure that the entire image is in focus. Another reason that I would use this lens on a wedding day is to capture a close-up detail of a texture during the detail part of the morning. So when I'm photographing my bride's jewelry and her shoes and the different pieces of her decor, I want to be sure that I'm getting really close-up details to make that detail look larger than life, to make it look really beautiful, really zoomed in, and really high-end in my blog post. So I'm using this macro lens to get a really close-up shot of the texture of the shoes or a really close-up detail of the floral bouquet. I use it for a lot of different things during the detail part of the morning, but I really want to highlight the textures and the luxury pieces of my bride's details. And lastly, I will use this macro lens in replace of a zoom lens during ceremonies or portraits if I need to get a shot from really far away. It works really well during ceremonies if you need to get a zoomed in shot and you don't have a 70 to 200mm lens. This is an awesome alternate to get a really close up zoomed in shot. So I love my 100mm macro. I would say it's one of my favorite and top 3 in my bag because I use it so often on wedding days and it's such a vital part of my shooting experience. And I hope this video was helpful, guys. If you want to learn a little bit more from me, I have a brand new free online class at the link in the description where I'm teaching 5 mistakes that you're making in your business that are causing you not to book senior portraits and how to fix them. So if you want to tune in and learn more, go ahead and head to the link in the description. And until then, I will see you next week.